Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to your new half term. Now, I don't know if this is the first video you've watched, but we are starting a new text in English this week, and it is called The Firework Maker's Daughter. And we're going to be doing this for a couple of weeks, and you're going to make some predictions based on all of this. So I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I am going to read you chapter 1. All right. So, Philip Pullman, the firework maker's daughter. Actually, just in case you're watching this before you've watched the English video, there will be a picture that looks like this that you need to stick in your book, and then pause the video now and make a prediction about what you think the story is going to be about. Okay, hopefully you've written your prediction. I'm going to read the blurb to you. It says, "You want to be a firework maker? Walk into my flames. More than anything else in the world, Leela wants to be a firework maker. But every firework maker must make a perilous journey to face the terrifying fire fiend. Can Leela possibly survive? Especially when she doesn't know she needs special protection to survive his flames." So, is there anything else that you would want to change about your predictions now? Sit down. Okay, so chapter 1 then. Chapter 1. Then sit down. Thank you. 1,000 miles ago, in a country east of the jungle and south of the mountains, there lived a firework maker called Lalchand and his daughter Leela. Lalchand's wife had died when Leela was young. The child was a cross little thing, always crying and refusing her food. But Lalchand built a cradle for her in the corner of the workshop, where she could see the sparks play and listen to the fizz and crackle of the gunpowder. Once she was out of her cradle, she toddled around the workshop laughing as the fire flared and the sparks danced. Many a time she burnt her little fingers, but Lalchand splashed water on them and kissed her better, and soon she was playing again. When she was old enough to learn, her father began to teach her the art of making fireworks. She began with little crackle dragons, 6 on a string. Then she learned how to make leaping monkeys, golden sneezers, and Java lights. Soon she was making all the simple fireworks and thinking about more complicated ones. One day she said, "Father, if I put some flowers of salt in a Java light instead of cloud powder, what would happen?" "Try it and see," he said. So she did. Instead of burning with a steady green glimmer, it sprayed out wicked little sparks, each of which turned a somersault before going out. "Not bad, Leela," said Lalchand. "What are you going to call it?" "Tumbling demons," she said. "Excellent. Make a dozen and we'll put them in the New Year festival display." The tumbling demons were a great success, and so were the shimmering coins that Leela invented next. As time went on, she learned more and more of her father's art, until one day she said, "Am I a proper firework maker now?" "No, no," he said, "by no means. You don't even know the start of it. What are the ingredients of flyaway powder?" "I don't know." "And where do you find thunder grains?" "I've never heard of thunder grains." "How much scorpion oil do you put in a Krakatoa fountain?" A teaspoonful." "What? You'd blow the whole city up. You've got a lot to learn yet. Do you really want to be a firework maker, Leela?" "Of course I do. It's the only thing I want." "I was afraid so," he said. "It's my own fault. What was I thinking of? I should have sent you to my sister Jambavati to bring you up as a dancer. This is no place for a girl. Come to think of it. And just look at you. Your hair's a mess, your fingers are burned and stained with chemicals, your eyebrows are scorched. How am I ever going to find a husband for you when you look like that?" Leela was horrified. "A husband? Well, of course course you don't imagine you could stay here forever, do you? They looked at each other as if they were strangers. Each of them had had quite the wrong idea about things, and they were both alarmed to find it out. So Leela said no more about being a firework maker, and Lao Chan said no more about husbands. But they both thought about them all the same. Stop it. Now the king of that country owned a white elephant. It was the custom that whenever the king wanted to punish one of his courtiers, he would send him the white elephant as a present. And the expense of looking after the animal would ruin the poor man, because the white elephant had to sleep between silk sheets, enormous ones, and eat mango-flavoured Turkish delights, tons of it, and have his tusks covered in gold leaf every morning. When the courtier had no money left at all, the white elephant would be returned to the king ready for his next victim. Wherever the white elephant went, his personal servant had to go too. The servant's name was Chulak, and he was the same age as Leela. In fact, they were friends. Every afternoon, Chulak would take the white elephant out for his exercise, because the white elephant would go with no one else. And one reason for this, Chulak was the only person besides Leela who knew that the elephant could talk.
What?
One day, Leela went to visit Chulak and the white elephant. She arrived at the elephant house in time to hear the elephant master losing his temper. "You horrible little boy!" he roared. "You've done it again, haven't you?" "Done what?" asked Chulak innocently. "Look," said the elephant master, pointing with a quivering finger at the white elephant's snowy flanks. Written all over his side in charcoal and paint were dozens of slogans. "Eat at the Golden Lantern," "Bangkok Wanderers for the Cup," "Star of India Tandoori House," and right at the very top of the white elephant's back, in great big letters, "Chang loves Lotus Bottom. True." "Every day this elephant comes home with graffiti all over him," shouted the elephant master. "Why don't you stop your people doing it?" "I can't understand how it happens, master," said Chulak. "Mind you, the traffic's awful. I've got to watch those rickshaw drivers like a hawk. I can't look out for graffiti artists as well. They just slap it up and run." "But Chang loves Lotus Bottom, true. Must have taken a good 10 minutes and on a step ladder." "Yes, it's a mystery to me, master. Shall I clean it off?" "All of it. There's a job coming up in a day or two, and I want this animal clean." And the elephant master stormed off, leaving Chulak and Leela with the elephant. "Hello, Hamlet," said Leela. "Hello, Leela," said the elephant. "Look at what this obnoxious brat has reduced me to. A walking billboard." "Stop fussing," said Chulak. "Look, we've got 18 rupees already, and 10 annas from the tandoori house. And Chang gave me a whole rupee for letting him write that at the top. We're nearly there, Hamlet." "The shame," said Hamlet, shaking his great head. "You mean you charge people money to write on him?" said Leela. "Course," said Chulak. "It's dead lucky to write your name on a white elephant. When we've got enough, we're going to run away. Trouble is, he's in love with a lady elephant at the zoo. You ought to see him blush when we go past, like a ton of strawberry ice cream." "She's called Frangipani," said Hamlet mournfully, "but she won't even look at me. And now there's another job coming up, another poor man to bankrupt. Oh, I hate Turkish delight. I detest silk sheets, and I loathe gold leaf on my tusks. I wish I was just a normal, dull, grey elephant." "No, you don't," said Chulak. "We've got plans, remember, Hamlet. I'm teaching him to sing, Leela. We're going to change his name to Luciano Elefanti, and the world will be our oyster. But why are you looking so sad, Leela? Said Hamlet, as Chulac began to scrub him down. My father won't tell me the final secret of firework making, said Leela. I've learned all there is to know about flyaway powder and thunder grains and scorpion oil and spark repellent and glimmer juice and salts of shadow. But there's something else I need to know and he just won't tell me. Tricky, said Chulac. Shall I ask him for you? If you won't tell me, he certainly won't tell you, said Leela. He won't even know he's doing it, said Chulac. You leave it to me. So that evening, after he'd settled Hamlet down for the night, Chulac called at the firework maker's workshop. It lay down a little winding alley full of crackling smells and pungent noises between the fried prawn seller and the batik painters. He found Lalchand in the courtyard under the warm stars mixing some red glow paste. Hello, Chulac, said Lalchand. I hear the white elephant's going to be presented to Lord Parakeet tomorrow. How long do you think his money will last? A week, I reckon, said Chulac. But you never know, we might run away before then. I've nearly got enough to go to India. I thought I might take up firework making when we got there. Nice trade. Nice trade, my foot, said Lalchand. Firework making is a sacred art. You need talent and dedication and the favour of the gods before you can become a firework maker. The only thing you're dedicated to is idleness, you scamp. Well, how did you become a firework maker then? I was apprenticed to my father, and then I had to be tested to see whether I had the 3 gifts. Oh, the 3 gifts, sir, said Chulac. He had no idea what the 3 gifts were. Probably Leela did, though, he thought. And did you have them? Of course I did. And that's it. Sounds easy. I bet I could pass that test. I've got a lot more than 3 gifts. Said Lalchand, that's not all. Then came the most difficult and dangerous part of the whole apprenticeship. Every firework maker, and he lowered his voice and looked around to make sure no one was listening. Every firework maker has to travel to the grotto of Rasvani, the fire fiend in the heart of Mount Merapi, and bring back some of the royal sulphur. That's the ingredient that makes the finest fireworks. Without that, no one can ever be a true firework maker. Ah, royal sulphur, Mount Merapi. That's the volcano, isn't it? Yes, you pestilential boy. And I've already told you far more than I should. This is a secret, you understand? Of course, said Chulac, looking solemn. I can keep a secret. And Lalchand had the uneasy feeling that he'd been tricked, though he couldn't imagine why. And that is the end of chapter 1. So you've got some work to go and do on this now, and I will see you chapter 2. Bye-bye.